Hey everybody, it's Liz from the Lemon Bowl, and today I'm going to share a 30-minute pasta recipe that you're going to love, my chicken broccoli pasta with lemon butter sauce. It's quick, it's easy, it's really a meal all in one plate. You're going to love it, and I'm going to show you exactly how to make it. To get started, I have a big pot of boiling water, and you always want to season your pasta water. Really make it taste like the sea. Can't get it too salty because this is your only opportunity to really season your pasta. And we're going to be cooking the broccoli in this water as well, so make it nice and salty. Next, add in your favorite pasta. I recommend a shortcut. It could be penne, rigatoni, whatever you wish, whatever you have on hand. Use up what you've got in the pantry. Okay, while your pasta is cooking, it's time to get started on the chicken. I'm just going to bring up a deep skillet over medium-high heat. Just kind of get it nice and warm before I add in some olive oil. And while I'm doing that, I've got some chicken breasts that I've cut into cubes. Gonna sprinkle a little salt on those. And then for a little kick of heat, some chili flakes. Now, if you don't want to have the chili flakes, you don't want any heat, you can certainly omit this step, but I like a little bit of a kick. Just a little bit. And hey, if you like things really spicy, add more. Just gonna use some tongs and just make sure the chicken gets evenly coated. Sometimes I find this is a little easier to do in a bowl before adding it to the pan. Because once it's in the pan, I don't like to move it around too much. I want to get a nice seared brown crust on that chicken, and if you play around with it too much, that won't happen. Now the pan's nice and hot, I'm going to drizzle in a little olive oil. And then to the hot pan, you're going to add in your chicken. And if possible, try to get it in a single layer so you can form a nice brown crust. Okay, the pasta is about 2 minutes shy of being ready, which is exactly when I want to add the broccoli. This is a huge time-saving tip. Cook this broccoli in the same pasta water that you're cooking the pasta. One pan, less messes, I'm all about it. You can already see the broccoli is going to turn bright green pretty quickly. You really don't need to overcook broccoli. Just about 2 minutes to make sure it's fork tender and crisp is all you need. And that way, it's not overcooked. A little hint, if your green veggies start to turn brown, you're overcooking them. Whether that's Brussels, spinach, asparagus, you really want to be bright green, cooked through just enough, and then off the heat. Speaking of heat, this chicken is getting nice and brown, just about ready to come out of the pan. And you really want to have a nice crust on the chicken. Okay, the chicken is golden brown and cooked through. I would say about 95% of the way. And I'm going to take it off the pan. To this hot pan, I'm going to add a little white wine to deglaze. Just any dry white wine, such as Pinot Grigio, works perfect. And when I do that, I'm going to use a wooden spoon just to kind of scrape up all the brown bits that might have formed from cooking the chicken. That way all that flavor remains in the pasta. Next, some fresh lemon juice to brighten up the dish. What we're doing here now is just developing a little bit of a sauce. Super simple. Again, all ingredients you probably have on hand. A little butter. Let that kind of melt. Now, if you're using unsalted butter, which I tend to have on hand, you'll want to add a little extra salt. And then lastly, a little bit of chicken broth. I'm going to bring this up to a boil and then reduce it down. Okay, the sauce is starting to thicken up. Now we're going to add the pasta and broccoli back into the pan. And then the chicken. Super simple, all really basic ingredients you probably have on hand. All you do now is stir it to coat, and then it's time to give it a try. Okay, it's time to dig in. Just a few simple last-minute steps. First, I always love to garnish with some fresh herbs. You could use basil, parsley, again, whatever you have on hand. Next, I like to add a little pinch of chili flakes, completely optional, do as you wish. And then, I really don't recommend skipping out on this, a little freshly grated Parmesan cheese. This is going to melt, the pasta's still really warm, and as you toss it together, it's just going to kind of add to the sauce. A little saltiness, that nutty, warm Parmesan cheese. Time to dig in, get a little bit of the pasta, some broccoli, some chicken. Here we go. You guys, that was a big bite, but this is big flavor. The lemon, the chili flakes, the Parmesan cheese, that white wine, it all works together. You've got to make this. For the full recipe, head to thelemonbowl.com, and when you make it, tag me on Instagram stories at the Lemon Bowl. I love to see how you like this pasta. Enjoy.